Like the 2010 study, our focus was on analyzing the costs and benefits of phasing out coal-fired electricity by 2050, and we also phased out roughly a quarter of the nuclear fleet by 2050. And what we found is exciting. We found that we could phase out all the coal and nearly a quarter of the nuclear by 2050, and we could save money doing that. We found that we looked at costs in 4 different time frames or time slices of 2020, 2030, 2040, and 2050. And in all but one of those, we were saving money. And when we looked at the net present value of the stream of costs and savings, we were getting a figure of $83 billion saved by doing the transition scenario instead of business as usual. It's also a concept that flies in the face of conventional wisdom, this idea that we can shift to renewables away from coal and save money. So let me focus a little bit on some of the drivers of that cost finding. The first thing you have to understand is that business as usual is going to be more expensive going forward than it has been in the past. As I said, coal prices are up. Over the long term, natural gas prices are going to be headed up. Again, we use the US EIA's natural gas price forecast for gas prices. And we've also got a number of EPA regulations coming toward existing coal plants, so that in order to keep the existing coal fleet running, they're facing significant costs. We found specifically that by retiring coal-fired units instead of retrofitting them with new environmental controls, we could save over $100 billion. So an important factor in the cost savings findings is the fact that business as usual is more expensive than it has been in the past, and it's important for people to understand that. In terms of what clean energy technologies we added, the first thing, always first and foremost, is energy efficiency. We assumed that all the utilities and states in the country ramped up their efficiency efforts to achieve basically best practices today. And we found that by doing that, we could essentially flatten load growth or even actually reduce load growth slightly over the study period. And the energy efficiency, a number of studies still are showing that very cost-effective energy efficiency remains out there. We're in the near term, energy efficiency is in the range between 4 and 5 cents a kilowatt hour, and then we ramp it up as we have to sustain these high levels of energy efficiency. We ramp it up over time to higher levels. And then the strategy in terms of adding renewable resources is sort of a smart growth strategy, and it's that you rely on the lower cost resources in the near term. That's energy efficiency, wind, geothermal, biomass resources like that. And over the longer term, as photovoltaics comes down in price, you begin to lean more and more heavily on photovoltaics. And so the coupling of a more expensive business as usual scenario with renewable energy prices that are coming down is what yields these pretty significant findings of that we could phase out coal by 2050 and even a quarter of the nuclear fleet, and even save a little bit of money while we do it.